Now, let's not forget that this letter was written to believers, right? So as most, if not all of the New Testament was, this is written to believers. So when we read this, this is not somebody on a street corner shouting out, see that you don't reject him because they've never heard. This is those who are in the church within Christ, who have acknowledged him, who confess him, and they're being told, see that you don't refuse him who is speaking. It's written to believers, but it's written specifically at that time to people who knew the truth, but persecution, disappointment, and discouragement were wearing them out. It could have been the Hebrews that received a letter that said, do not become weary in well-doing, for in due time you will reap a harvest if you faint not, because the Hebrews were fainting. This is what, if you ever wonder what those verses mean, this is what it means. These were people who were fainting. Chapter 5 told us that they had become dull or lazy of hearing, which means there was a lot God was saying, but they weren't really listening. And can I stop there for a minute? That's what discouragement does. That's what discouragement does. It makes you lazy in your hearing. It makes you not interested in listening, or not willing to do the effort to listen, not doing the effort to believe. Discouragement doesn't make you curse God and die. Discouragement makes you stop listening because you're tired. Just like Elijah after Jezebel threatened him, fear, anxiety, frustration, hurt, and unmet expectations had become louder than the still small voice of God's goodness and love. Haven't we all been in that place where what's in me is so much louder than what God is saying to me, where all I can hear is my emotions, all I can hear is how I feel or what I thought, the lack of fulfillment of things that I have been waiting for, where we're like Peter, where we heard Jesus say, come, but now that we're out on the water, it's not what we thought it would be, and we're now reminded that this is crazy, I shouldn't be here, I don't know how to handle this. Aren't all of us, haven't we all been in seasons, if not in this season, where we stop and say, I must have done the wrong thing because nothing's working out? That's discouragement. It doesn't make you give up. It makes you shut down. It makes you stop listening and stop listening, not just closely. At some point, we start listening so fully to ourselves that we don't even acknowledge there's another voice to listen to. See, it's not just that they couldn't hear what God was saying. They were refusing the one who was speaking.